Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, thank you for the opportunity to have a quick chat. A little bit about me. I'll try to keep it within 5 minutes. I'm not going to be as brief as my predecessor, but I'll try my best nonetheless. But firstly, I'll start with a confession. You might hear from my twang and being Rugby World Cup. I think I should start with this. I was actually born in Australia. In my defence, today of all days, I'm not British, so and also didn't choose to be born in Australia. I just happened to be born there. And also in my defence, when I turned 18 after I finished high school, I actually came back to Wellington to finish my degree at Victoria University, following the proud tradition of my dad and my granddad, who both also went to Vic. Traditions also being strong in my family. I am the son of 2 accountants, and funnily enough, they were accountants from audit. And once I obtained my degree, I joined audit, and then 2 years later did accounting. So my parents are very phenomenally proud that the fact that their son is just like them. I'm very fortunate, though, in my work life to have had the great opportunity to work with some wonderful organisations and get to see the best that New Zealand has to offer. As an auditor at Grant Thornton, I worked with a range of clients across the country. Those that I was most proud of were the charities that I worked with, and I worked with a range of non-for-profits both in the North Island and the South Island. One charity in particular I have a fond memory of was a missionary that had been spending a lot of time building homes in Papua New Guinea and broader Melanesia. The role of an auditor isn't really to go in there and tell them what changes to implement, but to look at the processes and what they're doing and suggest changes which might benefit them. For me, working and looking at all donations that they were sending out, I realised very quickly that they were being crippled by the fact that their foreign exchange provider was high in fees and very non-benevolent in rates. So the first suggestion, and probably the best suggestion I gave them, was giving them alternative foreign exchange providers. I know that made a huge difference, because at the end that meant more homes that could be built for people who needed it most. Working in audit, however, I inevitably wanted a bit more of a hands-on role where I could actually make more of a positive change to people that I knew. So at the end of 2 years of audit, I started working at Te Tumu Paeroa, where I've been helping Māori landowners best use their land, some of them for building homes for poorer people, and also assisting those to actually move from renting to actually owning their own home. I was thinking this morning about the Rotary motto of service above self, and I definitely think that holds true to myself. But core to my values too is the important thing of helping one's fellow man and woman out as much as possible. We are a society, and if we aren't thinking as a society, then those that are the most vulnerable are left behind. From that basis, that's why I'm heavily involved with a range of non-for-profits, mostly with their general appeals every single year. Wellington Hospital and Cure Kids, 2 of the top ones every single year for the last, since I've been in New Zealand, I have helped out with their funding. On a non-for-profit scale that isn't a charity, and I know Peter's here, I'm heavily involved within the National Party, especially in the development of policy. Being an accountant, I can kind of tell you how much things cost, but I can also tell you how difficult it is for many families to make ends meet. In particular, my interests in policy have been in economic, social development and industrial relations, as I believe the majority of people are going to be impacted by those policies, and the changes there can actually help people at the end of the day. My main focus at the moment in respect of policy has been helping what I'd like to class as the working poor. These are people who work in, day out, paycheck to paycheck, who can't make ends meet due to the high costs of living and have the inability to save. For them, the aspiration of owning a home is just that. It's an aspiration. And for me, every single thing I have done in respect of policy has been trying to help those who need it get what they want. So there you've got it. You've got an Australian accountant who potentially wants to be a politician. And if that's not a need for a dessert, I don't know what is. Thank you very much.